The officers decided it was impossible to call this conference and not make some kind of reaction to the most vicious budget that this country has seen for many, many years. This budget is being implemented by a government of the rich. In the cabinet, there are 13 millionaires out of a cabinet of 23. Some of them are multi-millionaires. David Cameron is a millionaire. This is a budget by the rich, for the rich, and against the working class. They're about to inflict a set of proposals to make the working class pay. And not just the poor, as the TV would have us believe, but for the working class in every layer of the working class. Now, we believe that the Shop Stewards Network has a role to play in this situation. We have the government, David Cameron and Nick Clegg, trying to get the working class cooperation in what kinds of cuts they're going to make. They're giving us a daily diet of there is no alternative but to accept these cuts coming out of the media. They're trying to split our forces between young and old, between private sector and public sector. And if we do have the audacity to get organised, then, as other speakers have explained, they use the courts to do us down. And why do they do all these things? They do it because they're absolutely terrified. They're terrified that British workers might take the road of the workers of Spain, of Portugal and Greece. And they're petrified that that's what will happen. That we will march in our thousands in demonstrations like we read about in Spain and Portugal. That we will even storm Parliament like some of the Greek workers did quite recently. Well, they have another thing coming. The Shop Stewards Network has a remit to assist workers in struggle. And for the past few years, that is what we have done. We have intervened in this or that struggle and brought results. As far as we are concerned now, every worker is in struggle, and it's our duty to assist in that struggle in any way. And the aim of that struggle is to stop these proposals being turned into a reality, because we know what they're going to mean. We're going to have to launch a national fight back. We know we're going to have to struggle workplace by workplace as the cuts filter through, council by council, department by department. But comrades, that is not going to be enough. This is a national attack on the working class by representatives of the rich, the millionaires and the billionaires. And it does need a national response. And the first basic way that workers always use, as is well used on the continent, of which we're very jealous at the moment, is to simply have a national demonstration. That is not a difficult thing to organise. It's not a mysterious organisation. All we need is for the leadership of the trade unions to call a mass demonstration. And that demonstration will then draw in all kinds of supporters and people. It would raise the sights of those workers who are active in trade unions. It would act as a beacon to those workers who are confused about what they should do at the moment. It would act as a beacon to all those youth and students who are in the colleges wondering what kind of future does life hold for them. And I'm quite certain it would act as a beacon to people who are approaching pension age, who are seeing their pensions being pushed further and further back. Now, what we're saying is we think the way out of this crisis, the first step, not the last step, the first step is to organise a national demonstration. The TUC is the most obvious body to call that demonstration. Our forebears didn't create trade unions for no reason. We all know why they were created. The leaders of those organisations now need to make that a reality and to call a national demonstration. And we don't want a demonstration further down the line in October when the comprehensive spending review comes, or next March when the councils are setting their local budgets. We want a demonstration now at the start of the campaign, ideally even before the Trade Union Congress meets in Manchester at the beginning of December. And we know there are General Council members like Matt here and like PCS leaders who have been calling on the General Council for such a demonstration. But comrades, brothers and sisters, we need to give those people a helping hand. We need to start agitating in our own workplaces, in our own trade union branches. What we would like to see is the TUC and all the unions bombarded with letters, emails, faxes, whatever. We want a national demonstration now. They have to feel the pressure from people like ourselves. Now, if the TUC were at its next meeting, possibly, were to decide to call a demonstration, then our prayers would be answered. And we would have to make sure that all our forces, all the forces of the network, are used to make sure that that is a really successful occasion. Because that is only the first step. We would go on to say that after that, the next stage has got to be agitation for a one-day, particularly in the public sector, a one-day strike. Okay. So that is the scenario we're looking at. If the TUC make no decision, then we are going to, as the Shop Stewards Network, call a lobby of the TUC in Manchester, and we're calling on all the regions of the Shop Stewards Network to do what they can to mobilise for that particular lobby. And we would like you, in conjunction with local trades councils, other anti-cuts campaigns, the people in your locality, we want you to organise between now and the TUC one regional meeting in which you can bring together all those people who are willing to have a go and who are willing to, to get involved in what in the programme of what we're doing. If we do nothing and we just wait around, then I'm afraid confusion will set in and all kinds of strange ideas will take root. We need to act. We need to make a big demonstration, and despite the small size of our network, we have great potential. So we're asking, contribute in the discussion now, but get into your regional caucuses at lunchtime and get the date set, get people volunteering to get that sort of thing, or the meetings organised in the localities. Thank you.